any other time. The client also knows that whatever he has told his advocate is also privileged. So what do you do first? If you think an offense has been committed, get it done, write it down, get an OB, get a statement from the person who is complaining, inform the lawyer so that we know. These are not those days that you call somebody randomly and telling you those days are over. We know it, even during campaigns, we say that this issue of police harassment must stop. If you are going to harass a lawyer for doing his duty, then where do you stop? You have a limit. If this is what is happening at this particular moment, then it shows that there is no limit. And we are going back to the days that we are saying should have been long gone. An advocate is an advocate. I remember when I was doing the William Omari'S case, so many other lawyers disappeared from me, but I stood by my oath until the case was over. Why? Because he trusted me, he relied on me, it was his right, and I had to safeguard him. And this is the same case for Mr. Danston. Are you going to call him and tell him that? And you see, if you look at that summon, it has got that part that is the penal part of it. That if you do not attend, it's an offense. The question is, which offense? I will not add anything else. Whoever might have been there on that particular day or not, he acted on instructions. He was told by his client what had happened. That is where it ends. You cannot compel him to come to you and tell you anything else beyond that. Regardless of who you are, whichever office, you cannot do so.
What we are experiencing right now is a global progress that we have very well enjoyed institutionally, finding ourselves in an environment where an excess in terms of executive fiat is slowly finding a normalcy. You may remember that with the Kenya Kwanza government, when they were initially in office, there were a lot of reforms in terms of transfers within the National Police Service, and we had assumed that this would be some form of hope in trying to reform the National Police Service, but sadly so is that the National Police Service, and I've not done it to anyone in blue, I can see the brother over there is getting irritated. It is a well-established principle that advocates, while discharging their functions, are protected in law and in policy. You will find yourself in the same circumstance that Mr. Omari'S client found himself in, that you are not able to find the harmony and safety in the law when the person or the agent that you are entitled to in law to protect you cannot in themselves find that protection. And so even these summons, and as unconstitutional and illegal as they are, it is a time that both parties within the criminal justice sector need to come together and agree on a working formula, because this building that we stand behind is that anchor of hope that the rule of law will not be eroded. If we come to a point where a police officer, whether from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations or from any other agency that has criminal enforcement measures, summons an advocate or even anyone, and the summons in themselves are so compelling and so structured to say that they need your assistance in obtaining some information, and you know that this information, they're not telling you whether the information is used against you, even ridiculously against your own client. It is in the fashion that these summons are crafted that we in fact intend to look at the whole body of the law that is framed around the issues of those summons. I say this under my own capacity because Mr. Danston also happens to have been my teacher, and proudly so, that it is impossible, and this does not happen to Danston alone. It has happened to several advocates. It has happened to, last week there was another advocate that I just forgot his name. Yes, Velma. And there was another one, and but even the law itself in this particular regime, I believe, was settled a while back in Professor Ojenda's case. But as you well know, for instance, Shadrach has just mentioned the question about the orders from the JR division. Now, sadly, so this is the practice, and I don't know where this practice came from. That as you serve the parties involved in these orders, especially the National Police Service, this building is not very far away from wherever they come from. There is no provision in law that entitles any enforcement authority to confirm the authenticity of an order. We are finding ourselves in such a legal quagmire that we agree that this is an established norm in which we all follow. So, for instance, when the National Police Service obtains an order against you for arrest or a custodial order, is it possible that you may pose a question and say, oh, hold on, let us verify those orders for 14 days. So just come back after 14 days, you find me in my car at Java. So I am posing these scenarios just to show you the ridiculous aspect in where we find ourselves. And you see, and this is not a threat, I'm not threatening anyone. Just the other day we came from the Willy Kimani cases, just as Chief has mentioned. And you see the relationship with the National Police Service and advocates. So isn't it a moment that we need to pull back and say, can we define the relationships and how we interact with each other? Because if you can be compelled as an advocate on services that you discharge to attend to a private session with an officer of the DCI, I mean, it is not only appalling, it takes away the breath in me, because I have not seen this. It is quite nauseating. It is a moment when we are supposed to have a national sense of fear, and even as we address these issues within the judiciary, we also need to address them through the legislature, because most of these issues find anchorage also in law, and by challenging those specific regimes of law, we may be addressing this. And as I close, I am happy that Mr. Danston Omari'S team has been able to find some judicial protection from those summons. And I, in fact, incite presently that Mr. Omari should not have, even without those judicial review orders, attended to those summons, because manifestly they are illegal. They find no hope, and in the face of it, they defy the constitutional norm that we very well as advocates protect. I say this under my private capacity as Warren Abata, and also as a council.